This is the Race Communiqué with Luke Durbridge, Tom Southam, and me, Mitch Docker. Brought to you exclusively by TrainingPeaks and our friends at MAP.
Well, boys, should we get the show on the road? Here we are, Southam, Durbo, Race Communiqué. We're back up and rolling again.
Here we are. Good to be back. 1 month flies by.
Well, boys, this is Race Communiqué, live from the Peloton production, brought to you by MAP. But the Race Communiqué is exclusively being brought to you by our major partner here, by TrainingPeaks. And as you guys know, TrainingPeaks is the gold standard when it comes to endurance software for cyclists, both in and outside of the World Tour Peloton. But thanks to TrainingPeaks, the Race Communiqué, if you're a listener, you can access all the benefits of the premium subscription when you head over to trainingpeaks.com/lifeinthepeloton to get a further 20% off TrainingPeaks premium subscription. The premium subscription gives you way more, gives you the ability to track your fitness through all the different metrics, which we mentioned last week, power, heart rate charts. You can add notes, reminders. You can drop and drag in your workout builder. You can edit complete workouts, which is good for you, Durbo. You can pump up those watts if you need to, pump them up a little bit. And also you get the full access, really. The best part is, this is something they've had in the last couple of years, is you get full access to TrainingPeaks Virtual. No need to go out and go on another platform because it's all included in TrainingPeaks Virtual. But it's monument season. Now, 4 monuments in 5 weeks. It's ridiculous. It is really monument season. We've got San Remo on the weekend, just around the corner, Flanders, Roubaix, and then Liège, all in the next 5 weeks. And then way down the end of the year, we've got, I was going to say Liège.
Tour Lombardy, Mitch. It's called the Tour Lombardy.
Lombardia. I was going to say Southland. Lombardia. But the thing that I was thinking about this is, with TrainingPeaks, as a pro, yes, it's great to track your data during a Grand Tour, but really that's just bragging rights because you've got no choice about what your data is in a Grand Tour because you just watch how high the CTL goes. I used to boast, oh, mate, 160 CTL from doing this epic Giro. But the best thing about Monument season is actually you can use, and Southam, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, you can use TrainingPeaks for preparing for a one-day race. Monuments are on the same day every year. You know what roughly the weather's going to be, or I don't know, Southam, using TrainingPeaks for the monuments, how does it work?
Yeah, I mean, year on year, the difference between, like race-wise difference between something like a Grand Tour where you don't actually know what the demands exactly of the stage are. The monuments they do change. These races change a bit, but you can basically go into the previous years and break down the exact demands of the race. You can see the temperatures. You can go back, if you've got riders who've been doing it for years and years and years, you can see the way that different ways the race have been raced, the fatigue levels, all that sort of stuff you can extract, and you can go back and sort of semi-predict what you need and then create what you need to be able to do off the back of that. I do Liège every year. Liège has changed a tiny little bit this year with one climb moving, but they, effectively I can see that coming into La Redoute, our leader will need to will have burned X. He needs to be able to put out Z and Y, and then that's going to put him in the final, that sort of thing. So that analysis is really good. Obviously, you can see, like I said, all those data points that we need to see with it, which is great. Super useful in that respect, particularly for these races where the course doesn't change, Well,
like Derbs, like for instance, building up, I used to love to know I had to race, to go back, I'd start racing at 130 CTL, but through the classics, you want to be moving through, you want to be getting that load in from a San Remo, from a Paris-Nice, before that, a San Remo, and then you go into the classics before, like a Depana, and then you go into Wavelgem, and then you're in. You want to be at a certain level each year, and you want to get up to that level. It gives you that confidence as well, sort of knowing that you're going to perform from a certain level each year, doesn't it?
That's just like managing your fatigue and your fitness levels, more or less. Like every year looks slightly different. Normally I finish Paris-Nice. So this week just gone, I would have just rested and let the load come off. And you can see those numbers on TrainingPeaks, and you can sort of analyze where you need to be, recovery-wise. But I got sick in Paris-Nice and pulled out 3 days to go. So this week I actually had to put some work in, just to couple of days to keep that load up there, that fitness load that I normally would have got it by finishing the last 3 days of Paris-Nice. So it's just like editing it. It's like watching the flows, things like that. So just little
editing the fitness. Editing the fitness, right? Is that
it's like editing? Like, I don't know, like, you edit it. You know, just go. You know, if you're not fit enough, just go do a 6-hour ride and you just edit it. Simple.
Yeah, Durbo hasn't got a coach; he's got an editor.
Editor. Yeah. Tom's doing mine.
Yeah, doing his editing.
Well, boys, let's get straight into it because San Remo on the weekend, I built it up. The pod last week was all about how to win San Remo. Well, you know, we did a bit of a deep dive into San Remo, spoke to some great guests. If you haven't heard that pod, go back and listen to it. Went out on a limb. Yeah, went out on a limb because I sort of built it up like this is one you really can't miss. And I was thinking, oh, geez, I hope it's actually a pretty exciting one this year because sometimes, you know, in recent years, you know, if Pogi gets away, sometimes, you know, Strade Bianche, I wouldn't say boring, but, you know, you can see the finish before, you know, right to the line. Oh, San Remo, epic. All right, well, in case you haven't seen it, I've done a quick little recap so everyone can just sort of get their heads in it before we go and unpack it all.
Just in case you haven't seen it, just in case you're that one person who has not seen it. Right, go for it.
Ready?
Go.
We're going to find this person who's not seen it. Go on.
298K from Milan down to the coast of San Remo, in case you didn't know. Yep. 117th edition. After 3K, 9 riders got away, formed a maximum of 6 minutes. Alpecin, Q36.5, they controlled until 60K to go.
Wait. You've missed the important detail about the original break getting sent the wrong way. Did you see that?
I couldn't go into every detail.
So it was like, I love that little bit because it's like these guys, like their whole day is like, if you're in a Pro Conti team, Italian Pro Conti team, you want to win the lottery and be the rider who gets into the break. That's your whole day. You make one big effort, you get in. And these guys get sent after 2Ks the wrong direction. Right? So they were the break. It was done. It was like, see you later, boys. They're going to spend the whole day out there. They're going to be on TV. Like the whole family's pumped, mega. And it's just like, nah, wrong way. And they just changed them with like basically the same composition of the breakaway, just like different people.
But one guy got back in. One guy was able to make, he made it back in. He got back onto the bunch and attacked and got in. Last guy. I can't remember his name now, but I remember hearing that in the commentary.
Just destined to be there. Sorry, Mitch, interrupted your flow.
Back on, 60K to go. UAE Emirates took control, came to the front. But crash through Imperia, 32K to go, took out 9 riders, 9 of the best riders. Pogaćar went down, Van Aert, Gumay, Pellizzari, Marsman from Alpecin, Craig Anderson, Borgo from Bahrain, and Jorgensen and Van der Poel. Like literally the cream of the crop go down. Yeah. Takes Pog. It took Van der Poel 3K to get back on the peloton with Philipsen chasing, you know, using a rockstar rider to just pull you back. It took 6K for Pogaćar to get back on, and Vermeersch and Groschachner was chasing to get him back to the peloton, and only they rejoined right at the bottom of the Cipressa where they had Brendan McNulty waiting. From there, McNulty pulled Pog all the way to the front and then pulled a little bit more. Then Del Toro took it up a notch until Pog decided to go with 2.6K to the top of the Cipressa. Only Pidcock and Van der Poel were able to follow hard in his wheel. They worked together between Cipressa and Poggio before Pog unloaded Van der Poel, and it was just Pidcock and Pogaćar, who were able to descend the Poggio together. Jeez, a lot of P's there.
At least they weren't pissing.
Neither could drop each other on the descent. Neither were able to drop each other on the descent. Van der Poel was caught by the chasing group. Van Aert launched off the bottom of the Poggio with 1.8K to go in a dying effort to get across the 2 leaders. At 200 to go, Van Aert just 5 seconds behind. Pogaćar starts a sprint with Pidcock hard in his wheel. Pidcock tries first to slip down the barriers before having to readjust and go around the outside, but it was all too late as Pogaćar held him off with a throw to the line to win his first Milan San Remo and adding 4 now to the 5 of the 5 monuments in his tally. Van Aert held on for 3rd by a whisker, which is amazing, and Mads Pedersen was 4th. So that is a very quick wrap-up, some of the really highlighted points. But before we get into standout performances, good and bad, I want to hear from you guys what your thoughts were, because it was an epic edition, absolute epic edition. Southam, how much of the race did you actually watch? Did you watch the full 300?
I just watched that first 3K until the break went, and that was it. I was waiting for you to explain what happened. I knew you'd talk about it anyway.
You're the one person that didn't watch it. You're the one person that.
No. I like to see the break go. That was it. I break going, and then last hour and a half, something like that.
What from the Cipressa?
Before that.
On the Cappy.
Toppers.
Once we're in there. Well, I mean, like you'll know yourself, there's a lot of that race that, like, as excellent as it was, there's a lot of that race you probably don't need to see.
It's probably one of the only classics that run, like, it is, like, every classic has a bit of a, like you said, La Redoute and Liège, etc. But this is like stocks every single time. It runs the same script, and then from about 30K or 50K to go, just but something new happens. Something new happens. Like, it's like incredible. But beforehand, nothing new happens ever.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. You
like,
don't
even
really
in modern cycling, it doesn't happen, which is crazy to think. Everything in modern cycling is different, but now it's just like this is still the same. Which
you
cool.
don't need to watch before the Tirreno, but afterwards, once they get the coast, like that crash, like if you'd missed that crash, it would have been pretty annoying to try and piece together what had happened. Like seeing
50K to go, the cappers, like it's.
You want to watch minimum 50.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like every time prior to 250 prior is the same. That's quite.
All right. Well, give me your thoughts on it then. Give me your thoughts. All right. Let's. What about then standout performances? What did you think about? Yeah. What did you think? Give me some standouts. Haven't spoken about the race. Just talk about the Cappy.
No,
that was the key thing, wasn't it? I just spoke about the break a bit. That was pretty good.
It was unbelievable as a race. I think I'm just trying to suppressing it. It's just like, it is just like, what? I think the whole time is just like, let's just not talk about it. Let's just not talk. Just keep it down. And then next one is just like, what the hell?
It's out of control.
It was out of control. It was.
Why was it out of control?
So many incredible performances from my point of view.
Give me like top 5 then. Top 5.
Look, I would say the way Pogi came back with his teammates was incredible. Like, Pogi didn't get the cars like Van Aert did. I know Van Aert came back, but Van Aert got a car. But Pogi didn't. And they were like off and they were filming him. And it was like, he got a car when he got to the cars, but like Grosscharter and the other, I can't remember the other guy from UAE he did. Like, that was insane. Insane.
So fast.
In saying that, I 100% agree with you, but Van Aert also had to do a bike change. So that's fair play that he got a bit of courage.
Oh, I'm not saying I think Pogi deserved a car too. Like, everyone needed a car in that situation. I think it was just like, everyone wanted to see that happen.
Because
but like,
we all know the thing is, we all know how fast it is. If you go back to the bunch, guys are literally doing lead out peelers. And Vermeersch is closing a gap. I actually couldn't fathom how he was closing a gap, or Grosscharter closing the gap when guys are doing peelers on the front of the bunch. It was bullshit.
I don't know if you guys watched the Vallon clip from I wrote a thing about it today on Substack and inside the UAE car as well. So they get from so they're there in the car and the DS basically kind of like is really cool, but he is kind of assessing the situation, but he never has to say to anyone, you need to do this now. He never has to say to Vermeersch and Grosscharter what to do in that situation. He just gives them like 10 seconds. You got 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And those guys organize themselves, the whole team. He directs McNulty and he directs Del Toro. But the rest of the guys that got him back to be in the race just did it without a word being spoken. Like,
that was impressive.
Just that was definitely something I had a note there from, because I watched it too. That was Hopman. how little tactical information they put across on the radio. So that shows either the trust they have in their tactical nous on the road, or how good the preparation is before that. They go, we know what the plan is, and we know that you guys will adjust to it. And that crash situation was exact example. But even after that, Tom, going when the race was back together, like McNulty pulling on the front, Del Toro getting in there.
McNulty's turn was actually insane. Like the aerial helicopter of way Pogi was moving up. Like I was sitting there watching, and I was just like, I was hitting my wife in the lap. I'm like, are you seeing this? Are you seeing how? And the guys are just like, just pulling out of the line, and McNulty is just flying up the side like he was double the speed, And then when as soon as he got to the front, he just kept going, and it was
not
just
even done. And he gets there, he keeps going.
Wow.
It's like,
it was incredible. Wow.
So McNulty takes him in 1K from last to first. He pulls for another 1.5K from there, and gets them to 3K to go to the top of the Cipressa. So I've got people who are standout performances, positive, and people who, for me, underperformed. So for me, McNulty, I would say 1 up, 1 down, and we can go through if you want. McNulty, for me, overperformed. Like that ride, even just getting him to the front at that moment was insane, but to do the turn he did afterwards was just like unbelievable. For me, the guy then who sort of underperformed, coming off with the form that he has, the ability is Del Toro. Del Toro did a 400-meter turn. I get it was hard then, but he wasn't even involved in the chase back. He's a ridiculous climber. He should be able to handle that pace that McNulty was pulling. And I thought at least he was going to be able to rip a K or 2 from there.
I'm not sure that gradient's quite right for him. I don't think it was. I think it was like, it was such a short effort because the gradient's not quite his thing. If you look at
you try and do a lead out, it's like a lead out. Like if you do a lead out, 400 meters is enough. Like that's all you can do. But you do it like if it's 10%, like you said, Tom, like you can probably do a K because it's sort of the speed is slower. But that's probably a good point. You can only do 400 meters in a lead out when you're going that fast. I mean, McNulty launched him in at such a speed. Yeah. Look, to be honest, the 400 meter made the difference of snapping it.
Yeah,
like it was such a 400 meters, like it snapped. Guys didn't even try. Garner just went like bump out. Like everyone.
Well, that was only when Pog did that. Everyone was still there when Del Toro did.
Yeah, but
you can see the squeeze goes on. You can just see the way that all the bodies shifted when Del Toro started going. And it's like that lock in, and it's like everyone's.
But McNulty, another one. Poggy's finished. He's won the race. Like I'm talking within 30 seconds, McNulty's got his arm around him. I'm like, how are you here? Like, how are you still here? Like, he got over the podge with the back group, and then he's there in the photos, with Carlos Sainz just there, Carlos Sainz there, and then just there. I couldn't believe how much Carlos Sainz was the F1 driver was just there the whole time. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? And he was just there. I'm like, look, I get it. You're a big hitter, but he was just like following him, and it was like Urshel was Carlos Sainz was second, and then he was just like, I was like, get out of the way, man.
He was on the podium at the end. I couldn't believe it.
So is Carlos Sainz going to get a good performance or a bad performance, Mitch? What does he get, Sainz?
It's bad, I'd say.
Yeah.
He didn't know his time to get.
Didn't ride the race. Got on the podium.
My next one was Pidcock. Great ride. Question is, taking nothing away from his ride, if the 3 best, Pogaćar, Van der Poel, and Van Aert, hadn't have crashed, would Pidcock still have been there?
He would have been there. Would he have had such an opportunity to win? Possibly not. Do you know, like a lot of cards went his way when those guys went down and they did what they did to come back. I still have a feeling that it might, like the knock on from this race might cost those guys in the next races. So maybe then Pidcock can take advantage of it in the future. Like you've got all that adrenaline. Again, if you listen to Inside the UAE car, Pogaćar's on the radio, he's like, my knee's bad. My knee is really bad. So like, obviously he got through it. Obviously he saw how bad and bruised he was. I think that actually Pidcock could probably look at it and go, he missed a good opportunity there, but I think he's actually got, as a result of those guys actually hitting the floor, has now got real chances coming up.
What about
Otherwise-
lastly on Pidcock, the run down the barriers was?
I thought he was trying to spook him, wasn't he, to get him to go too early?
If you see
Yeah,
how
I
he
agree. I don't think he tried. I don't think he actually he goes. I think he just doesn't want to. I think he's on his limit. I don't think he wants to get jumped. So he's sort of like he's already started sprinting like medium. That when Pogi starts, he's already at like speed rather than have to like come out of the saddle and get that like last little bit. So kind of like, yeah, I don't know.
I think if he had a clean run, you never know. He went the wrong side clearly, but yeah, look,
Mate, the way they were going up the Podge though, the way they're going up the Podge, it was just like they were sprinting, like they were just sprinting, wasn't it? It was like I couldn't believe it. Like, and then Van Aert was only like what 4 seconds or 5 seconds back at the end, and I'm thinking like they must have gone up there so fast as well because like I know they like cat and mouse for like I don't know,
Not
15
much.
seconds or something, but the next minute Van Aert's like in the picture, and I'm like, wow, like. They must have gone up there so fast as well because, like, it was no prop at the back because within seconds, Van Aert, like, you know, they'd foxed a little bit more. Van Aert's there, Peloton's there. It's a sprint. Like,
well, that's definitely another standout performance for me. Huge. He crashed, obviously. He waited a long time to get that bike change. Yes, you spoke about him getting motor pace back, but ultimately, once they get to the bottom of the Cipressa, there's no motor pacing from there. And his attack that he held on for third. That's for me. That's an awesome sign. Looking to the Cobblestone Classics, like that was an insane ride. I was really impressed.
It's just intuition, isn't it? Like I think he doesn't have potentially the engine like he had a couple of years back, but he's like he knows like okay, I'm gonna have to be a bit smarter about this and just being brave. Like he come off the Poggio and he's like I could easily just sit in here and just try and wrap up the sprint. Probably would Mads Pedersen would have beaten him or something. He's like nah, just gonna be brave here. Just gonna. You know, just going to have to lay it all out there, you know? And I think there's probably a guy who's won it before has that, like, mindset of, like, going all in here. And, you know, if that's going to work, it's going to work. But if it doesn't matter either, you know?
You mentioned him, and I think another massive standout for me, and we mentioned him before, is Mads. Wasn't supposed to be there. He's supposed to be having 12 weeks out. Just remember 6 weeks ago, he broke or fractured his collarbone and his wrist. He had operation. It was in Valencia, and he's back. He wasn't even supposed to be here. Wednesday night, they decided that he was going to ride here. So he came in potentially with not any pressure on himself just to get through. But that ride, as you just mentioned there, Durbs, it's not like he coasted up in the bunch behind. Like, I mean, they would have put some...
It's a pretty good draft most of the race. Just get in a good draft and roll up and did a popped out sprint.
Like, he's... that.
I mean, you talk about TrainingPeaks. I think that's a big point about your TrainingPeaks. Like, literally, Mads is just at home, just like, how do I get to San Remo form? All right, how do I replicate this without a race? So, like, the training that guy must have done, like, I do not want to be his bike. You know, his training bike must be fucked.
What about his gooch? You don't want to be his gooch. That's for sure not.
Wow, like, that just must be insane. Like, just to rock up and be able to do that is just like,
it's... Any other takeaways, boys? I've got a quote here I want to read out afterwards, but any other little...
Sixth place for your lad, Vendrame? Sixth?
Yeah.
That was a nice little ride, wasn't it? He's been in some pretty decent shape, and that's a very nice result. it
was great result. We had 3 in the final, actually, with Mauro and Covey as well. So, and we actually, Andes was leading up the Cipressa. So, in terms of a team ride for us, I think we wanted to go after a top 10. Vendrame was had some sweet form in Tirreno. He's had good form all year, really. So I think we can be really happy with that. And like a bit of a shout out to Corbin Strong as well, I reckon. That's kind of a big ride, you know. I think Dion Smith is also been 7th there. So maybe maybe best placed Kiwi ever. San Remo, maybe. Not sure.
Oh, quiz
throwing that out there.
Coming right up.
Would have been
out there.
Surely Julian Dean was 4th or 3rd.
Maybe. It's fair.
Yeah, you went out on a limb there, Dobes, a bit before. I guess the
question...
Hayden Ralston, 2nd.
Yeah.
Andy?
Yeah.
Andy could have been.
Doing a late lead out. Trying to hang on. The question that gets thrown around is, the question was asked to Pidcock after the finish, what's going to happen now? Is Pogaćar's not going to come back? Pogaćar, sorry, he's not going to come back. And Pogaćar said, I'm just so happy now with whatever comes next is fine. I will not beat my head or do anything. Of course, the shape is good. I'll go on to Flanders and Roubaix with a strong team, and we'll go there to win both races. I'm looking forward to Flanders and Roubaix now. I said at the start of this season, I'd love to see Pogi get all five monuments, and it's looking pretty good.
There can't be anyone who doesn't want to see him get Roubaix now, surely. Surely, I was quite impressed when I saw, when you saw how many riders went and congratulated him after the line. Not just because they want to jump in on the action, like some Formula One drivers, but there's a lot of guys there's a lot of people who are Gilbert got to 4, didn't he?
Yeah, he's never got San Remo.
Close, never got San Remo. So it's it would be cool to see it. It would be good. I reckon he should skip Flanders, recover, and do Roubaix.
I think you don't get too many emotional wins with Pogi anymore because he does it so, like you said, cool, Pogi wins, and cool, Pogi wins. But everyone was just like, wow. And and I think that was kind of nice for the team as well. Machin and all the whole scrum, they're all crying, and there's elation and all this sort of stuff. It kind of just feels like they're ticking a box every time they win because he just does it every time. But this was just underdog. This happened. They haven't done it. They want to do it. It's the hardest one to win. Stuff.
I mean, if he wins Liège again, it's going to be or Lombardy again. It's yeah, okay. But these ones, it's good because you had to create that. You had to create that out of, even if you'd won it just without the crash, it would have been great. But with the crash as well, I think it was great.
It's They're talking about he's got 11 monuments. Merck's 19 monuments. I don't know if that's entering his radar. Does he want that to go for that record? Because I think the question is, has he arguably got the hardest one done now? Is Roubaix the easy one of the last two?
A lot of draft at Roubaix. Just draft it.
A lot of crashes too. Yeah, but I also think San Remo is down the road from where he lives, and he trains along there all the time, and he's got his ecosystem is around that area. So kind of feel it just sort of looked like he was just winning, trying to win his home, not home race, but his area that he likes to, you know what I mean? I think this won't be the last time he does San Remo. He'll be going after San Remo next year.
You mean because of the travel? Because there's no travel?
Yeah, it's just easy. He doesn't have to take a flight. He just drives there. He takes Carlos Sainz Ferrari back home to Monaco afterwards.
All right. Well, look, there has been some other racing on. Do we want to say anything more before we leave San Remo, boys? Last word on San Remo?
Nah, I think it's all been said now.
Great addition.
Great addition. There has been some other racing on. I just want to quickly wrap that up, even though they've been epic races. Paris-Nice, Vingegaard, Danny Martinez, and your man, Steinhauser. Didn't see that coming, Southam. Top 3.
Prepared him well at UAE Tour.
Yeah, it was a great ride there. And Durbo, you were there on the ground. Couple words about Paris-Nice.
Oh, filthy. Yeah, it's a filthy race, that's for sure. And was also a filthy addition weather-wise. Look, to be honest, nothing really to report for me positive-wise. But, didn't love it. Didn't love this year. It wasn't my favourite edition, that's for sure. It's a hard one with Paris-Nice because I always think that, is it worth it sometimes? Because there is 90 guys or something finish this bike race, and a lot of guys come out bad, sick, injured, etc., etc. Sort of Steinhauser and Jonas and Martinez and everyone who won a stage worthwhile. But sort of in the end, it's sort of I don't know. Sometimes it's just it's sometimes not worth the risk. Doing opening weekend, it's can end your classics, or it can propel it to the stars. Just never know.
What was Killian's stats, Mitch, about not the riders no longer doing, the riders that are winning the San Remo are no longer doing either Paris-Nice.
Yeah.
I wanted to know that
Tirreno.
stat, actually. Do we have that stat? Because I was interested about that as well.
I think it's completely changed, isn't it?
It's completely changed. I don't have the stat off the top of my head, unfortunately. You've hit me that one.
The gist was that basically, it was always you've got to do one or the other to be ready, and actually now that's gone away. And I think you can see this year, like it's almost like the risk of doing those races. I know it's like a shitty addition, Derbs, but like that there is actually, it's pretty reasonable what you're saying.
Yeah.
The risk of sickness, the risk of injury.
80 guys didn't finish, 90 guys. Like that's a lot.
I mean, that's partly because you go up the valley in Nice and you can turn around and go back to the bus.
No, only like 100 guys started that day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Seriously.
The thing is, so like
80 guys beforehand gone home.
You can tell me if I'm wrong, but that's the thing that has changed now. Back in the day, no one was going home to prepare training and go, you know what, I'm just going to cut my losses and do better training at home in better weather. You just battled on through the racing because you needed the racing. Like literally 5-6 years ago, there wasn't that mentality. You would just never pull out unless you literally could not ride anymore.
You'd be scared if you didn't do the racing. It wasn't like, oh, you have to go and race the team bashing you over the head. It's like inside, people would say, oh, I need to race more to be good.
Well, the mentality's completely changed in the race as well. Like when I got sick, it was like, you go home. Like there was no like, oh, let's just see how you go each day. It's like, yeah, you're not good. Like, no, but like, I think
I'm all right.
You go there to, which I probably boxed on probably 2 days too long anyway. But and then I just suffered it out like a hero. And then you go there to perform at Paris-Nice. Like if you got sweet shape, like Steinhauser, he didn't do Did he do San Remo?
No.
Yeah.
Catlin.
So he went there. Podium in Paris-Nice. Awesome. World Tour podium. Fantastic. Jonas went there, won Paris-Nice. Danny Martinez, second. Like, you went there just to do Paris-Nice for that. And then you're not worried about how the prep goes. You go prepared to try and perform at Paris-Nice. And then after Paris-Nice, you recover. And then you might do San Remo, you might not. But, like, it's not like you're using Paris-Nice for preparation for San Remo. You're going there just to hit Paris-Nice.
Yeah, but that's what we're arguing. That's the change. Like, because
that is a change. I'm saying that is literally what it is now. Yeah, 100%.
Now, it used to be Boonen would go there at 80% and use Paris-Nice to take him up to 100 or whatever percentage he was. I went there at 98% and still got dropped. But my standout from that race was Luke Lamperti, stage 1 win. That was an epic sprint. Great lead out by
It's a great lead out.
Vandenberg did a great job. And it was great to see him get that win because he's been looking for that step up, and to see him do it at that race was brilliant. Tirreno-Adriatico, the race that also happens at the same time. We're talking about races before San Remo now, in case anyone doesn't know. Isaac Del Toro took that out. Matteo Jorgensen, who had won Paris-Nice 2 years in a row, decided to do Tirreno this year. He finished second. And Julio Pellizzari, who was in the crash at San Remo, he finished third. So they were all in good shape. And look, the standout for me was Michael Valgren, also EF rider. I'm not just favouring EF, but these were two very good standouts. He had an amazing ride there, and I'm really excited to see him go into the Cobblestone Classics because Michael, great guy. He's had a rough few years. He's been back on the good sort for the last couple of years, though. But this win showed his true potential, didn't it, Southam?
He was also in a pretty select group over the climbs at San Remo. Like a lot of riders came back and he didn't do a particularly good sprint, I don't think, at the end. So like didn't get his San Remo doesn't stand out as amazing, but actually if you watch back how he was going there, that form's continuing. So it was fantastic. I think it was like a little bit, there's those wins that are a little bit a bit more emotional for everyone because of seeing where he had come from. He went back to the Devo team for 1 year, Conti team. It's like, is this guy going to race? And he's just kept coming. His attitude's always been good. And he is a great guy to have around. So I think everyone was super pleased with that one.
Well, looking ahead, you mentioned it. Catalonia's up and away, and we're going to see the battle between Remco and Vingegaard, who's just come off Paris-Nice. As we mentioned, we've also got Martinez there from Bahrain, who went toe-to-toe, beat Vingegaard in the final stage into Paris-Nice, into Nice. Steinhauser is going to be there with Carapaz, so the battle between the team, who's going to be leading there, Southam. You're going to give us a little heads up or not?
EF Cup. They're going to do a
EF Cup, nice, like that.
Rocks his
Everyone
favour.
races.
Yeah.
Race each other in. Pidcock's going to be there. Hasn't gone to the cobbles. He's gone for Catalunya, which will interesting. After you guys said that, I'm really interested. I didn't think about that. He's a guy who didn't crash. Yes, he didn't get San Remo, but now is he going to capitalize on that form at Catalunya, which is a pretty easy race, so he should be able to. Jokes. And O'Connor, actually. I'll be interested to see how O'Connor goes, Ben. Durbs, because I'd be coming out of UAE or the Middle East. He's had to go away and prepare for his first European race. Is that right? His first European race?
Yep.
Yeah.
He wasn't going fantastic in UAE, but now he went to Tirreno for 3 weeks with Mauro Schmidt. So yeah, I think he's in good shape. Went riding with him 2 days ago and half wheeled the hell out of me. So yeah, he's going on, I think.
So Mauro Schmidt did all of Australia, came back, and then went 3 weeks at altitude.
Yep. Well, he also did Oman, won a stage and nearly won GC there.
He did. Yeah.
He won Moscow Classic as well.
Yeah.
And he was in the final in San Remo, which I was pretty impressed with because you just never know, like being on the side of a mountain, drop in 2 or 3 days beforehand and then see how you go. So he was there and like he's not that super fast in that big a group. He's fast, but he's not like rapid in a group of that big. But he was in the final and I think he helped out Vendrame. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he goes.
Weighed down by all those UCI points in his pockets.
Yeah, it's just throwing them out.
UCI points.
Probably just throwing bottles everywhere, actually. Just losing 25 here, 25 there. Just 25 here. You have a 25.
Well, lastly from me, boys, just before I let go, sorry. I'm off to Belgium this week. Can't wait. And I'm going across there, going to be seeing, I'm not going to see E3, but I'm going to be there for Gent-Wevelgem, which is now called Durbo Tour of
Flanders Fields.
Everything got renamed this year. They've renamed the Dauphiné something ridiculous. They've renamed all the races. Yeah. It's weird.
It is weird.
But the riders for the classics, the classics are looking great. I've got a big bunch of riders listed. Pithy, Sturven, Lamperti, Valgren, Van Aert, Van der Poel, Milan, Trentin, been going awesome. Gourmet, Pedersen, and Wellens is back. So look, they're my riders. I'm really just going through. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. It's going to be a great classics. I'm going to be there on the side of the road, Derbs. Look for me. I'll hand you a bottle.
Sounds good.
Should we get into some Pelo chat?
All right, guys. This is Luke with Pelo chat. I thought we'd just go off the back of what we've seen the last couple of races. I wanted to talk about bunch position. It's not necessarily like what's gossiping in the Peloton at the moment. It is literally just like what you see from the television. Maybe try to explain to everyone back home sort of why you see the Peloton acting the way it does, and why certain riders are at the back and why certain riders are at the front and why it's blocked the road, etc., etc. So what I would use a couple of examples is that nowadays we see the brake go at the start like normal, and then when you lead into these sections, you see the whole Pelotons across the road, and you've got like these lead outs for these sections. I mean, could be into the Cipressa like the other day. You saw these guys just doing full bunch lead outs. Now, the advantage of doing that is you can get multiple of your teammates into position into these key sections. Now, if you sort of do it by yourself, then you have to use so much energy into the section, and then when you get to the actual climb, you're on your limit. Now, what we saw in Paris-Nice was a few different tactics that I haven't seen a GC guy adapt. Normally, they're pretty stressed, and in Paris-Nice especially, you would have the whole Lotto Jumbo team come to the front with 90k to go, and Campanarts and Affini would just do a lead out and just stay on the front and put Jonas in third wheel, the safest place to be, or second wheel, and he's out of the crap, you would say, and they would just, and the road's blocked. It's boring. Everyone sees it. You turn Paris-Nice on, and you're going like, why is there so many crashes? There's no breakaway. The bunches across the road, but everyone's crashing. It's because the roads are really narrow, and everyone's scared of being in that what they call the death zone, which is probably like 5 wheels back in the middle of the peloton. So if you're Jonas's size, you also can't see. You're just looking at the guy in front of you, just reacting. And there's curves and there's road furniture and just hoping, like one of the best guys I ever see do this is Quintana. Like he is in the death zone like every single time, but he just doesn't crash and he's just there and he's just always there and he can't see. And it's like he's braking by, I think, the tensing of someone's calf. He's looking at someone's calf and he's just going like, oh, better pull on here. So what Jumbo did, and also UAE adopted it as well, before they actually crashed on the rainy day, was we were doing a lead out for Ackerman to keep into position before it went into the narrow roads. We're talking like 50K to go. We're doing a proper lead out. And we do the lead out, I swing off, the guys go into position, we're in the top 15 wheels, and then I get gapped and I go to the back. And I'm at the back just trying to recover. And next to me is Jonas Vingegaard. There is McNulty. There is, who else is riding GC there? Can't remember, but there's another couple of GC guys. And they were all at the very, very, very back with their whole team around them. And I was like, interesting. Like, I've always said you either win the battle or you don't win it at all. Like, there's no medium ground. Like, you either win to go into the corner first, and that's the safest place to be because you're at the front and you can see everything and you are guided by only 2 or 3 wheels, or you go to the very back and then you can actually react if there is a crash. But if you're in that middle section, it's not up to you. It's up to everyone else that they stay on their bike. And that's always a bit risky. So Jonas had an interview afterwards and he sort of said that, is Paris ever won by 3 or 4 seconds? No, it's not. So I'd prefer to lose 10 seconds in a sprint finish than to, maybe potentially ruin my whole spring or my whole season. So he literally put, and it was really fascinating to watch because I haven't seen Jonas adopt this. I've seen a few other GC riders that aren't so good in the bunch. They do it. Like, potentially Luke Platt would do it, or Felix Gold does it quite a bit. They put their whole team.
If you think back to the day, Durbo, like that's what like Perito went. Well, Perito, yeah, Yates's, and like
even before it's full circle.
Yeah,
it's
comes
full
back.
circle, yeah. So I think it's because the speed of the bunch is so fast. So, and also what they're doing now, sometimes 4K to go, or 5K to go, there's like a 3-second rule. And the 3-second rule is like, at 60Ks now, it's a long time.
50 meters.
Yeah, exactly. So you can be pretty far behind the sprint. So what would happen was we get to the point, we get close to the final, and Affini would take Jonas, and he would be like, we were like, say, 170th wheel, and he would take him up to like 100th, So he's not like completely getting ruined, but like his 100th wheel. And then he's just holding there, and then Jonas got in safe. Maybe he lost 5 seconds here or 5 seconds there, but I don't think he even lost any time. And I was thinking like, okay, it's actually quite smart. And I remember the year before when I broke my collarbone, we tried to win that battle. We lost it. Then we did some panic stuff to try and get Ben back up the middle. And I went up the middle, and it was not the place to go, but sort of took the risk to try and get there. I wiped myself out, springs done, broke my collarbone. Should have just gone to the back, because in the end, Ben O'Connor would have been top 10 if it was 10 seconds or not. Like, it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
And I did notice that with San Remo there was a couple of guys at the back. Well, Mauro was a good example. Obviously, he wasn't in the final with Pogaćar, but I don't think that would have changed regardless if it was there or not. He was at the back just cruising and then moved up one effort around the side before the Cipressa, and then he was into position. So the whole time he's sitting at the back, not doing these micro efforts. And then what ended up happening was 5 teams tried to dominate the front, which caused the crash. And all the 5 teams, all the 5 favorites, they all came down because they were trying to dictate the front, So it's a tricky moment.
My question is, like, I 100% agree with you, and that's where we all wanted to be at a certain point in the race, Turbo. You're thinking, oh, how good would it be? You'd go back and get bottles, and you'd see the guys back there having the best time in their life, and you're like, God, I wish I could be back here. But you're thinking, what is the DS going to say? Like, what's Southam? Oh, Southam's in the ear. Mitch, get off the back, like, whether that's true or not, you're always thinking there's a radar on your back and the sports director can see me at the back. So the question is, obviously the DS has bought into that because generally the narrative is, boys, move up, better position, boys. So Tom, the question to you is, what's your thought about that?
Like, it's almost like an insurance to say, to say be there. But I think, I did it this year consciously. I made the decision that down under that we weren't ever going to push. So every year we've done down under for GC, we've used so much energy into those key points. With Harry and the guys, I just said, look, just absolutely chill until like the last possible moment. And there we did it really effectively a few times. We just didn't join in. And then like when you don't join in once or twice and you see, so because I have the belief that it is so fast and there's so many strong riders that it's stopping things even splitting when it should split in the wind. It doesn't even split because there's like the outside of the bunch, there's always people there now, even on a section where it should split.
UAE is a prime example, isn't it? There was proper strong wind a couple of days and it never split because there was just everyone bubbled up.
Everyone's there. So it's like if you say, right, okay, what's the worst that's going to happen? We're going to be the team that misses out. But you're also going to be the team that misses out if you land on the floor like everybody did at San Remo. And yet it's all fixable. Like it was fixable. Like the best domestiques did the best job and the best rider won because they fixed everything. Doesn't mean that you necessarily like, it doesn't create a great look, I don't think, for the team if you've got 7 jerseys all from the same team sat at the back and then everything goes wrong. You just go, well, you guys are a bunch of idiots. You just sat at the back and nothing happened. But you run as much risk. You run as much risk at the front as you do almost at the back because the front's so packed. So the problem is, it's like, who wants to be the first person to get caught out in the crosswind? Who wants to be the first person to say nothing?
Mindset is we have is like you go there and you establish position, right? And this could be early. And if you win the battle, great. All the teams in a row, everyone's at the front. Everyone's like saving energy. Your leader's in second or third wheel and he's safe and it's all fine. And that's perfect. You've won it. If you like, there's a switch. You can feel it in the bunch. You can really feel it. You can just, and it happens earlier and earlier now. It's like in Paris, could be 120K to go. It could be 90K to go. You feel like everyone's like, it's kind of funny. Like I always see like a little dance. They sort of dance up the sides. Like, I'm just going the front. It's all good. It's not stressed. I'm just going to go to the front. And one guy goes, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Are we going? And then the next move is like, and I quickly get on the radio like, it's happening now. It is happening now. And then everyone just goes like, boom, to the front. We establish position. Look, if we lose that position and we miss the dance before it started, then you just go to the back because you there's no chance, and the risk of you trying to plug one wheel at a time for the next 90K is so high that you have to wait till it's on legs.
But if you think about it logically, like if you've got a Feeney and you've got all those guys Campanards, like what's going to happen? Like
what
they're going to
close. They can fix everything.
That's
the biggest issue you're going to have is your own broken bone, and that's only going to come in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's only going to work. The reason why it's only going to really work for a couple of teams, like maybe half the teams in the world tour can do what you're talking about.
Well,
I don't think every team can do it.
Most of the time on a sprint, maybe not talking San Remo. There's only UAE can probably fix that, or there's like the way they did that. Like you have to have Pogaćar on the back.
Never going to get caught out
Mitch,
in Paris.
We don't employ guys like you anymore, mate. We've got like the level. It's just like,
yeah, but like I'm talking about rockets.
Even some shit kicker you've never heard of. That's like an FTP of 430 watts. All right, don't worry about it. Like this is like, who's this guy? You're like, he is strong. He's in the world tour. He is high level.
What's Polty going to?
He might not be able to talk, but he's strong. Go now.
Oh. All right. We get it. Right.
Yeah, we get it. All right, that's just like. That was my little take on.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, mate.
All right, then.
TTs nice with Tommy.
So I'm going to go for I'm going talking tactics / Pelo chat.
Oh, Pelo chat.
Thanks, man.
Pelo chat / talking tactics. So what I wanted to bring up, I thought it was an interesting topic that a lot of people might not necessarily see, and you guys might have some good insight on, is how talking tactics in the Pelo as you chat happens. So I'm talking about in cycling, there's a lot of pros who live with guys from other teams, who share an apartment, who train together, who are good friends with. Like it's a big social community. So
like us,
I think I made a list. There's like 65 pros in Andorra. There's 50 in Monaco, right? There's 100 and whatever there is in Girona. There's 25 in Nice. So you've got these groups, and then you've got, like, to say, the South Americans who, some guys come from the same village in Ecuador, or, this, that, or the other. And what happens quite often is that you have a tactic in a race that you work quite hard on as a DS group or whatever. And quite often that tactic's shared before you even know anything about it. So someone will go out and they'll incidentally say to their mate, "Oh yeah, I've got to do this today for so-and-so." And then somebody else knows, or even pre-race. So we had an example when one team had a big secret plan for the Tour de France, but one of their riders shared an apartment with one of our riders, and it probably inadvertently just said, "Oh yeah, we're going to do this and on this day." And all of a sudden, I think more than anybody, people think, a lot of teams know what other teams are doing before they've even done it, because of how much people talk in the bunch. I think there's cases also where, you do overhear people saying, "Come on, it's going to happen after," like you were just saying on the radio there, Luke. But then there is also this big thing where the riders do chat to each other based on their friendship groups, not so much based on their teams. And that gives teams much more different insights, what you think about what's actually happening in the race.
I remember back in the day when there was a whole bunch of weak pricks in the bunch back in my time, that I used to remember, Luke Rowe, you'd be up there and you'd see them all gather together, and whether you'd make the call on the radio, "Hey, look, Sky are all at the front and it's windy as hell in Paris-Nice," and then you see Rowe go on the radio, "Let's go." You just go as quick as you could on the radio, "Boys, they're going," right? Or they would potentially talk to you because they knew they needed two teams to really split it. So you get a guy like Rowe who'd come up to you and go, "Hey, look, we're thinking about doing it up here at kilometer 46. You'd be like, "Cool." He goes, "You guys are in?" And you go, "Yeah, cool." But the thing is, you would then go tell someone else, "Hey, Jez, or whatever." You just go and, "Hey, Durbs, you boys up for a bit of crosswind." Next thing you know, there's 6 teams up for the crosswind at 43. So it does spread pretty quickly, but there is that inner sort of talking that you sort of get guys that that are up for the same thing that you are.
Absolutely. I mean, we have days when we will honestly say in the meeting on the bus, it's do not tell any of your friends this. Please don't, because we want to do something and we rely really heavily on it not happening, because the easiest thing in the world is to roll out of it in a neutral next to someone who much better than you would know me or one of our other directors, or feel much more loyalty to, because we all wear the same shirt. We see each other, in a cycling team. I see the riders at the races, right? Whereas you might see the guy you train with every day, where does your loyalty lie? And then inadvertently you say something that's ugh, You go,
"Oh, well, look, if you don't want to get caught out today, mate, follow me at 43.
I think there's a very small amount or very small percentage of tactics that people don't already know.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You'd have to hatch up a pretty decent plan to be I'm going to rail a downhill mid-stage.
I've got a great example.
That's one you should hide.
What about Jai Hindley's Bora railing that descent in the Giro a couple of years ago when he pretty much won the Giro? They went and recon that descent. That one was kept in-house. Clearly, it didn't get spread, and that was the way that they broke the peloton and won it. That's a great example. Great example. And there's probably, like I said, very few. There's a lot of generally in the neutral chat of what do you think is going to happen today? And then that sort of gets a bit broad, because everyone sort of knows what's going to happen more or less. Crosswind at 46.
Everyone wants to be there, etc. That's about it.
We obviously also like try and use it, like teams try and use it as well. Like for sure, it's like I'll go and ask, go and find out from someone what this team's thinking, whether they're going to go in the break today or and you can sort of send riders along to kind of, you can use it the other way too. You send
especially like
along.
riding on a sprint day. Like, are they going to ride? You're going to ride? Like, you're going to ask? You just ask them, like, yeah, we're going to ride. It's like Jacob's going to ride, or Jacob's going to ride after the feed.
Yeah, after the feed.
After the feed, like, oh yeah,
a second feed. Yes,
yeah,
second feed.
Yeah. Well, there's bottles everywhere now. Which feed? Which feed are you riding on? 20K to go.
Tomorrow's feed.
Tomorrow's feed. Dinner. No, look, to be honest, I think the way the Peloton has changed from when back in the day Mitch used to race, people were a lot more closed with their tactics. Now, like, people hug after the finish, 5 seconds after the race is finished. So it's like people are much more like directed. You tell the rider just tells his mate. Like, that's just it. It's like, well, were we meant to not tell people?
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, everyone lives in, it feels to me like it's becoming a lot more, maybe even cycling is becoming a lot more centralized, because there are like these big hubs where people live. It is much more, like our team makes a big effort to have everything the riders need around in one place. So the riders are drawn to that place and people go pretty much straight away to the same spot. So it does become a much more, a completely different, I guess, environment within the Peloton now, much more open with each other and much friendlier with each other too, I would say.
Well,
yeah, it's funny. It's much more ruthless in the Peloton. Like, I think people just take people out, no problem, but it is a friendlier bunch. It's sort of like, yeah, take the wheel. Like, oh, sorry about that. Let's hug it out afterwards. But you've just got a collarbone. It's like, mate, you just literally took me out. You're like, oh, I didn't see you there. But like, that's just like, yeah. It's like there was like rivalries and stuff. There's not heaps of rivalries, or people don't hate too much of each other. Like, there's a fight and the next minute there's a hug. Like, it's very PC.
Do you see, lastly on the PC, did you see the helmet bot the other day that I posted on socials? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. Apparently the rumor was there was some spitting prior. So, not saying that I okay a helmet bot, but I heard that there was some
spitting.
Couple of loogies on the Kiwi boy from NSN helmet bopped Jan Mass's brother. Anyway, I did hear there might have been. There's just a rumor, but yeah. I think it's just my college. Spread it.
All right.
Let's roll it out there.
Lovely. Should we get into a couple nahs? You got a couple?
Let's do it.
A couple
nahs.
All right, Turbo, new segment last week. We've all brought a couple nahs to the party. Derbs, you want to throw one out there?
Coffee shop pre-ride.
Nah. Like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, that's a nah. Like, just get it done.
Yeah.
Have a coffee at home and go. Why?
Over the last couple of years, I meet brew shop first. Like, that's like the half hour, even before you start training. It's like people roll in within the 30 minutes of like the window you're meant to be there. Brew it up, everyone wakes up and then gets going. And then we don't stop during the ride.
What time are you starting the ride? So if you go, we're rolling at 10, would you get there at 9:30, or everyone gets there between 10 and 10:30?
9:30.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a So
that's a pre-coffee ride. I said that. I said pre-coffee.
I thought you meant like meet at 10, just hang out, have a brew, and then leave when you're ready.
No, you meet at 9:30, coffee. If not, you meet at 10.
Right.
Yeah. I used to do it even solo. I'd just go to the brew shop, have a coffee, and then go.
Yeah, I agree.
Rated that.
Okay, on the same note, I've got one quickly. Wearing your helmet at a brew stop.
Nah.
Fuck no.
Nah. Fuck no. That's not an option, Tom. That's the third option.
Okay.
Yeah, nah, and fuck no.
That's just a straight nah. Okay. Sal, have you got anything to add with the brew shop?
I actually don't. I actually didn't know I was supposed to be making these, so I missed that. So,
I've got a couple more. Then I've got another one that might fall into the F no one. Is what about I see quite a bit in UAE when you like lunch is late, lunch in the chamois.
fuck no.
Yeah. I saw the whole Visma team and the whole DSM team sitting down at UAE. Like it's 35 degrees out there, and they're sitting down just hopping into some lunch. And I was like, was lunch closing that quickly?
Get those days at UAE though, don't you? When it's like lunch closes at 3, and they have to those teams drive out to that cycle track and then come back driving in the car, sitting in your shorts. It's like get to lunch quickly.
No, I'm going to say I'm okay with that. I'm on the other side now. Like
you're so not.
Just you know what? If you can sleep in later, can do it later. That's fine. Just do a bit more chamois time.
No.
Oh, on that same note, white coffee after 12. The old one, the old Italian.
No.
What are you doing there?
Not a big white coffee man at all, really. Very rarely. Just black man.
We went to this. Yeah. No.
Southam?
No. I'll go. I don't even have any coffee after lunch anymore. After midday.
Really?
I'm in sleep. Yeah. Getting so old. I don't want to affect.
So
I've done the opposite. I used to be like that when I was younger, but now I'm older with a kid. I'm just like literally as soon as 3 o'clock rolls around, I'm like, I won't survive if I don't have a double espresso right now.
Have you tried beer, Durbo?
What?
Have you tried beer ever? That's good at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I know, but that's like shutting it down. That's like a 6 o'clock situation for me, like 5, 6 pre-bath. You know, like, whoa, nearly there, mate. Nearly there.
I
2 hours to
3.
go. All right. Now,
you got any more?
Yeah,
Last one, or are you ready? You done?
Well, I've got one more.
One more. All right.
Yeah, for the extended Strada Bianchi loop.
What's that? You mean the
Well,
loop
it's like they do it. They do it. No, the last 3 years they've gone and made it another loop again around Siena, which is super annoying, which makes it more poggy.
Yeah,
that's why Van der Poel doesn't go back there.
And whatever, I'm happy for it. Yeah, that's great.
No. Gives much more chance of someone else beating Pogi. You had 4,000 meters. It's ciao.
Yeah. No.
I don't even understand this game, mate. I don't know really what you mean.
We can back to the easy one now, I reckon.
Yeah, back to the easy one. Yeah. All right, quiz time. Here we go. Community quiz.
Let's do it.
All right, 6 questions, rapid fire.
As long as it's not about track cycling.
It's not about track cycling. It is Australia versus Great Britain. So Mitch in the Australian corner and Tom in the Great Britain.
Here we go.
Here we go. Now, I'm going to read out 3 options for the answer, but if you do know it, you can just blah. And if you get it wrong, then obviously the other person gets a chance to listen to the 3 and have a go at it.
Wait, so you can just go straight in as soon as you know it?
You can go straight in as soon as you know.
But if you get it wrong?
If you get it wrong, you're paused. The other guy can listen to the 3, he can choose, and then you get another go at it. Right?
Okay, so we don't have to wait. Yep.
Okay. All right.
So Chris Hoy.
Who has done the most Tour de France's for an Australian? 3 options.
Stuart O'Grady.
Okay. Mitch just got 1 point. All right. Now we're going to go with the amount. This is for bonus point.
17.
Mitch has paused. Tom gets to listen to 3.
Damn
16, 15, or 14.
Hincapie's got the record with 17? I'll go 14.
Wrong. 16. So Mitch has 1 point. Tom, none. Right. You know, boys, I am currently drawed 4th. It's not bad. Tour de France.
And how many?
Oh, yeah.
I've done 11. And me and Richie. So if I do the Tour de France this year, I'll be drawed 3rd with McEwen and Guerrero. All right.
Could you push? Do you reckon you could push on and go for the record?
Phil Anderson's in second with 13, but Stewie at 16. Probably know we're going to catch that one. All right, next one. Name the British rider with the most Tour de France's. You want the options? Okay, we have Cav, Froomey, Wigo.
Cav.
1 point to Mitch. All right. Now,
Southam.
how many?
Oh,
We
13.
have Mitch is on pause.
Damn it.
15, 13, 17.
15.
1 point. So it's 2-1. All right. Who has won the most monuments by a British cyclist? 3 options.
Tom Simpson.
Oh, Tom, 1 point. Straight into it. Okay.
So, oh,
And how many?
3.
No. Pause.
yes.
Mitch is having a go. So it is
I'm waiting for the
4, 3, 2.
4.
2.
No.
Damn it.
No.
San Remo and Lombardia.
He won Tour of Flanders, dude. 2 points.
Tom
for
Simpson.
me. Yep. 21 years old.
What?
2 points for me.
Actually?
Look it up.
Oh, I couldn't believe I missed that.
Come on, mate.
2 points for Tom. Sorry, mate.
Oh.
There we go. Ooh, sorry. That one. I don't know
So
why
was that-
that's not there.
3-2.
Anyway, who has won? So who's it Tom 3, you're 2?
Yeah.
Who's won the most monuments for Aussie cyclist? We have Phil Anderson, Gero, or Stewie.
Gero.
Hero.
Tom.
2.
Mitch. I didn't even ask the question. How many? How many?
Liège, San Remo.
It's 4-3. All right. Now, who has the most World Tour male pros at this current point? Great Britain or Australia?
Great Britain.
Tom. Who has the most out of the female cyclists?
Great Britain.
Australia.
Mitch, Great Britain. 5-4. No, 6-4.
No. 6-5.
No.
I'm still one behind.
6-5.
Or-
6-5.
Yeah.
Okay. 6-5. All right. Last question. Who has won the most Ashes?
Australia.
Tom.
I should get a point
Why?
because I'm Australian.
I just thought it was
Even I get a point and you also get a point and I still win. Happy.
yeah, you still win. Yeah, it's actually 34-32. It's actually pretty close.
That's
Yeah.
closer than I thought.
Yeah, it's actually close.
That's
All right,
good
boys.
research.
Tom wins the quiz.
Nice one, boys.
All right. Well,
Well,
It's been a pleasure, lads, as always.
it's been a great pleasure. I'll be seeing you guys in Europa in a couple of days.
look forward to
Derbs,
soon.
coffee before the ride on the Skelter.
it. Sounds great.
Southam, I'll catch you for a cold one. See you soon, boys.